Hello Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Welcome to your tarot reading here at the Intuitive Teacup. I'm happy to have you all. Please come into this reading with an open heart and an open mind. Take away only what resonates for you and release the rest. Trust your own intuition above all else because you are accountable and responsible for all your own actions and decisions. All right, let's try and have some fun. We're going to go ahead and set the intention for all my Leos out there watching. Let's get them some clear, helpful, insightful messages for wherever they are currently at on their spiritual path. All right. Ooh, the Ace of Pentacles wants to be seen. I love that. A golden opportunity. One more shuffle. So what we're going to talk about here is what potentially might be coming in for you during eclipse season. So there's a full moon lunar eclipse, I believe, on Monday, March 25th-ish. And that's going to be the initiation, the start of some eclipses. So let's get a sneak preview, a sneak peek of what might Leo expect from eclipse season, what might be coming in for them, things to be excited about, look forward to plan for. The moon, oh, it's a secret. The universe is like, we can't tell them. It's a secret. It's a surprise. No, I'm half kidding. Sort of, though. With the moon, there is an element of not having total clarity on things. But that doesn't have to be a struggle or a bad thing, especially with this depiction of the moon. It's something like I'm hearing like Let It Go, like that song from Frozen. But literally, it's like sink into the meditative energy and just what will be, will be. Like it's sort of like getting your head on board with this idea of like, I can't control what's going on around me. I can only show up and do my best, and that is always enough. And it's just like there's this big exhale. It's just like, I'm good, whatever. What's going to happen is going to happen, and I'll deal with it. But I think what's important here is you're not anticipating certain outcomes and building a like base of fear around certain things that haven't even transpired yet. This is about being very present and more or less kind of going with the flow, but kind of going where the wind blows you too. I think that's important. It's like I think I said it, especially in Pisces season, the metaphor of like you can fight the ocean, but like you're gonna lose. You know, if you're swimming against the ocean wave, right? It's like you can only do that for so long before it's like you tire yourself out and you get exhausted, and eventually you just kind of surrender. And then when you go with the flow, right? You let the ocean waves carry you. You end up where you need to be ultimately, and I think there's an acceptance of that, especially in regards to your money and money flow. It could be that some of you are struggling to acquire or gain more money, or you may be in the process of paying off debt. I'm just getting a strong focus on money. But with that, if it's been a subject of anxiety for you, there might be some sort of relief that comes in that sort of silences that inner worry. Or for others of you, it's changing the way you approach issues with money. And again, just this kind of que sera, sera. It's like money comes and goes. It always will. Nothing in life is completely stable or completely guaranteed. So it's like maybe I'm in a period right now where I really have to hustle, or the opposite. Maybe I'm in a period right now where the universe is showing me where my anxiety isn't helpful to me. It's actually kind of self-sabotaging. And so I think, you know, with the moon, it's connected to Pisces, which is very connected to like Neptune, dreamy, but also like healing and catharsis. There's a releasing, there's a letting go of worries, because it's just like at the end of the day, money isn't everything. And I know that's really easy for me to say. I don't know the intricacies of your storyline here, but yeah, there's just like we got to let it go. What's going to happen is going to happen, and we can only show up and do our best. I'm hearing something about like it's a monster, like it feels like it's gotten out of control. And so for a while, you may have been feeling kind of helpless or lacking the resources you need. I do think there are answers coming, but you have to quiet your mind to accept them or to see them. Some of you may be getting into a career that involves spirituality or music, or possibly something with animals. I don't know, you know, a few random confirmations coming through for one or two of you. Something about a tattoo is very significant here as well. I don't know why I'm getting this, you guys, but like a financial advisor who has a cool tattoo. That's for like one or two of you. All right, so then you have the Chariot. Yeah, so you're riding in. I'm hearing like Born to Be Wild, right? Like on your Harley. I don't know if this is you. This might be an external person, an external force. I do feel like this is money arriving to you, or a contract arriving to you, or a person who is going to help you through a challenging financial situation. And I do fear-based readings. Like if you guys are watching this going like, what, like WTF, like I have no issues with money right now, then don't worry about it. It's probably not your reading. You know, this is confirmation for eclipse season. Like things really get highlighted that we need to see and like can no longer be ignored. And just to be completely transparent, this is true for every zodiac sign. Eclipse season is not always like the easiest energy to deal with, right? It's like, it's those big like chapter markers or significant periods, those kind of pillar moments in our life that we look back and like, oh, that was a turning point for me. That was a changing point. That's what eclipse season is. So like for those who have had an ongoing storyline with money just not being there or money being caught up or lacking resources, that is changing, but it's not going to, it's not going to change overnight. It's not going to be, some miracle that falls into your lap. No, the Chariot is like, all right, we got to balance our energies and we got to go for it. We got to go for it with gusto. And what's interesting is like you have such an action-oriented card with the Chariot, but you also have like this dreamy, meditative, let it go with the Pisces energy here. It's Cancerian and Pisces energy, so a lot of water coming through. So it's both. It's both. Do you understand what I mean? Like if you see an opportunity and it could be a great solution to your problems, go for it. Ask the questions. Be a good advocate. Seek it out. But at the end of the day, like, it's almost like you can't get too hell-bent or stuck on a certain outcome. There needs to be a fluidity in adapting or changing or I'm here, like rerouting, navigating in a different way. All right. I also think for those of you who are trying to, this is completely out of left field, but it will resonate for some of you, getting off of the financial career stuff. Some of you, it's like you're trying to manifest someone back into your life to make an offer to you. And again, that could be job or relationship wise. It's the same message though. When you get out of the anxiety and like I'm hearing frigid, but that's not really what I'm trying to say. I'm also hearing neurosis. Jesus. When you get out of this like strained mental energy, the mental prison, the losing sleep about it overnight, when you just kind of go into the flow state and have this like, what will be, like I've made it known to the universe what I want, I'm showing up in my own life, I'm practicing good self-love, that person will likely come back around with a solid offer. But if you're manifesting out of a state of stress or out of a thing of lack mentality, like I'm only going to be happy if this person comes back to me. Well, the universe isn't going to, you know what I mean? It's like you have to be in a good state to receive it because you're practicing good self-love and putting yourself first. And maybe this has to do with a friendship that has been severed. Maybe this has to do with a job opportunity that you had passed up on once upon a time, and now you're like, oh, I kind of want to get back in that. So I do think something's going to come back around. We have to remember water sign energy. It's very connected to the past. So there might be a connection of any kind that you're feeling kind of nostalgic about or feeling kind of sentimental about. Even the way the Chariot is presented, it's literally going back to something. So for those of you who are trying to manifest back your Cancer, or you do have double energy of Cancer here with this like little tattoo, maybe any water sign though, Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, possibly Virgo or Taurus, that likely will be returning. But again, you got to chill out. You just got to know that it's going to be. You have to put your faith in the universe. Faith is a very strong word connected to Piscean energy, which I am recording this in Pisces season, so I'm not sure you're watching it then, but all right, so let's see. What is sort of the final message of this spread here, and then we'll jump into something else. The sun, it's okay. The sun will come out tomorrow. It's all going to be good. There's always going to be work. There's always going to be stress. There's always going to be challenges. I think it's how we deal with that adversity that's going to make a huge difference. We have to put our health and our wellness first. We have to really seek out opportunities for joy and happiness and fully embrace those and bask in them, because those moments are fleeting like anything else. So that's what I mean about the balance, is like there is no period where it's like, oh, thank God I'm done with all the struggle. I'm done with all the opposition or the stress or whatever. It's learning to cope with adversity. It's learning to find your way through those challenges in a happy and healthy way where you can still enjoy life, despite what's going on around us externally, right? Because we can control what's going on internally. Something about regulating our emotions or regulating our stress or our thoughts, something of that sort. Someone like Cancer, Leo cusp energy is coming through, especially in terms of a strong partnership or a strong connection. This could also indicate you, Leo, the sun, with, again, Cancer is coming through really, really strong right now. So just putting it out there. All right, what else? Past. Three of Wands. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting for, Leo? Present, the Five of Wands. Yeah, so there's that adversity. There's that challenge. So there's two messages here. There is a partnership in your life that is agitated. I don't know if you guys have broken up or split up, or it's like a period of wait or a period of silence, or this could be your marriage partner. And there's a little bit of agitation, right? There may be a little bit of trouble in paradise, especially for my Leo risings, right? Because Aquarius, your opposite sign that rules your one-on-one contracts of any kind. Pluto has entered that, right? So it's like Pluto is shaking shit up. It is there to transform things, but it's going to be there a good long while. So what relationships in your life and whom in your life do you need sort of a total rehaul with in order to make the relationship stronger and make room to grow together and embrace new chapters, new storylines? And essentially with Pluto, what or who do we need to eliminate that's just it's dead weight? It's things that are holding us back. I think you may be asking kind of those deeper questions and do that. If you're not already, meditate on it. Future outcome. I also think too, yeah, you guys are going to be great. Future outcome is the Ten of Cups. Don't worry about it, boo. That being said, I also think as much as you may be going through a challenging feud or argument or again agitated energy with someone in your life, there's also a connection or a storyline here of I'm wanting to say a friendship or a colleague, a coworker who really has your back. Someone who will go to bat for you, someone who stands up for you, someone who says really good things about you behind your back. It's that type of energy, just like mwah, chef's kiss. You have a really good long-standing friendship in your life, and like this person, this is the type of thing you can call them up at 2 a.m. and be like, hey, can I talk to you? And they'll be like, yeah, what do you need? Like, I got you. I think that's a very strong Leo energy. I have a few Leo friends who are very much like that. Like, you might not see them all the time, but like if you call them like, hey, shit's going down and I need you, they are there for you, right? And I think that's important. So you may be that to someone else in your life too. I do get a storyline of reconciliation here for those who are interested in that. And again, it doesn't have to be romantic. I mean, I'm a realist. For a lot of you, it feels a little bit romantic. It could be with a fellow fire sign or a water sign. That's coming through the strongest. Aries, Leo, Sag. It's funny, I almost said Gemini, so I'm going to throw that in there as well. But water signs would be Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces. And it feels like it's been a long time coming, like waiting to find some resolution or clarity or conclusion. The Five of Wands presently says you guys are still in the thick of it. I think you both are dealing with stresses external to you, and maybe you're both being impacted by that. Maybe it's just been like a month long of you and your person just rubbing each other the wrong way, or just not being able to connect in a more intimate, romantic way the way you used to. With 10 of Cups and the 2 of Wands, it's almost like a bringing together of energies, because we've had to find our balance independently in our own lives. We've had to kind of like, not to be cheesy, but like find our center so that we can come back with a little bit more calm and patience and clarity, and actually sort of address what was going on in some sort of relationship and come at it with love and compassion and understanding and empathy. And I'm literally hearing, tell them, listen. You need to listen, underscore. What are it's not just about like talking and getting, your perspective out. You have to actually absorb what the other person is feeling and thinking and saying and understanding their needs. It's 50-50. It's equal partnership. It has to be balanced there. I think you're this person's world. It's almost like they quite literally are handing you their heart or something. It's like they want to make you a part of their world. So if this is a dating scenario, I see you guys getting together and probably making the history books. For those who are interested in marriage, family, children, that type of thing, that's certainly in the cards if you want it. Others of you, if that's not a priority, although some of you you're already married. Again, there's just been like an agitation period. And I'll be honest, guys, that's going to be in flux with Pluto there. It's going to show you the ugly stuff about them, about yourself, about your relationship. But for the purpose of, hey, now that we can see like what's causing this drama or chaos, we have a choice of what we want to do with it. How do we clear it out? How do we declutter it? How do we exorcise it from us and make space for the new? And it doesn't mean that you guys have to divorce or separate in order to do that, but it does involve teamwork and collaboration in order to like get in alignment alignment and on the same page. But if your future scenario is 10 of Cups, it's like, you're going to be fine. Like, this is going to work itself out. But I don't want to say that in a passive way of, oh, just wait, it'll fall into your lap. No, I mean, you have action-oriented cards. It's like you both have to meet each other in the middle to make some major changes and major shifts in this dynamic, in this relationship. But will it be worth it? I mean, I think so with 10 of Cups. What is supporting Leo right now? What is the immediate help available to them? I can tell you, your best friend who wears really fun, vibrant colors or almost like obnoxious prints and patterns. It's like, this is your friend that mixes like, this is so weird. This is your friend that mixes like stripes and polka dots, or that you have a friend, and this actually sounds a little bit Leo, but for some of you it's like a Taurus. Someone who, they dress very zany, they dress very wacky. It's like they purposely wear the thing because they know it's weird, and they kind of like to be the oddball. You know, Aquarian, Taurus, Leo, whoever it is. You have a friend who, again, goes to bat for you and supports you. It's like, shit's going down, I need you, this person shows up for you. So automatically, this is a friend that you can talk to, and they will understand, and they're not going to judge you, and they're not also going to give you unsolicited advice if you don't want it. It's funny, I just heard that thing of like, when someone's speaking to you, you kind of need to consider like, what is the intention behind it? Like, it's like the 3 H's. Do they need to be heard? Do they need to be hugged? Or do they need to be... Oh, I wish I could think of it. It was on Queer Cosmos. Do you guys follow him? He is just the best. Like, absolutely hilarious. Go follow his Instagram. He's like an astrologer. I think he's a Gemini. He's just, oh my God, he's amazing. He's sassy. He's so smart and intelligent. Can just like speak effortlessly about everything, like #goals. Anyway, it's basically like, it went down a rabbit hole there. But for real though, I'm championing my fellow astrologer, intuitives out there. This is the person who, it's like they can kind of read the room, they can read the vibe that you're giving off in terms of what you need. Maybe you just need an outlet to vent, maybe you need some advice, maybe you need some sympathy, maybe you need to be hugged, maybe you need to be empowered. It's that relationship. You guys know who that is in your life, so take advantage of that. This is a strong friend. This is almost like a guardian angel. The universe has sent them to you to like take advantage of them. That's a good resource for you to kind of explore yourself and your emotions and what you're going through. Honestly, though, like your ability to be motivated and self-empowered, your ability to see an opportunity and to go for it, that's what's helpful to you right now. Also, clear, open, honest communication, and going towards what inspires you, but also realizing, I say this to you every week, Leo, because it always comes up in your readings, recognizing that you're the guiding light for someone else. You are the star in someone else's sky. Do you realize that about yourself? Like, you inspire the people around you, so know that about yourself. Qualities that Leo might need in order to grow, something that maybe they're not aware of, what could help them, qualities they can lean into or need to achieve. Judgment. All right, so possibly releasing judgment, but honestly, this is the same thing we said about just let it go. Now, depending on what it is, I understand that that's kind of a blanket statement, but there's a need to like live and let live. With judgment, it's like we've all been scorned, we've all been done wrong, we've all been the victim, from someone else's poor decisions or actions. But ultimately, are we going to carry that burden around and identify as the victim, or are we going to flip the narrative and be like, I survived that? And for a lot of you, your storylines are going to be different, but for a lot of you, this isn't just about forgiving that person who you actually have a lot of love for. Is it worth it holding on to the grudges and resentments and constantly sort of holding them hostage for something they said or did many years ago, many days ago, many weeks ago? It's ultimately like, if you want to build and move forward from this, we got to recognize what went wrong, identify it, and then choose to heal from it and like let it go. Let it go. Because, do you want to be constantly reminded of the mistakes you made, right? It's like you don't want to carry that, I'm hearing the word noose, like that burden around. It's like we just got to let it go. We're all just showing up and trying to do our best, and sometimes we slip and fall, and then we get up and we try again. But hopefully you're surrounding yourself with people who choose to see the good qualities in you and hold you accountable, but like they don't pigeonhole you into all the mistakes that you've made or this or that. I hope that makes sense. So let's see, what is known here? What is the absolute truth? The 10 of Wands. Yeah, it's like the straw that breaks the camel's back. Something has got to fall so that we can pick it up and approach the situation in a new way. This does have an element of reconciliation, reunion, getting back into bliss and happiness, getting into alignment. But there might be one person who's doing most of the heavy lifting. There might be an element of pride in not wanting to ask for help here. Maybe on both your parts, right? It doesn't have to be. But, when the Ten of Wands comes up, I always say, where can you delegate? Where are you, carrying this load or this burden? And you don't really need to. It's like sometimes we make it more difficult on ourselves than it needs to be. Sometimes it is about asking for help or being more picky and choosy on what we want to take on, needing to be more selective and discerning. And also not being the doormat, not agreeing to take on, the unnecessary load or weight or responsibility when there should be someone meeting you halfway. There might be a need to declutter your life a little bit and look at the relationships that add positivity and value to your life and those that just don't. I do sense that there's tension with a friend right now. And then what is unknown? What is unknown here? The Four of Wands. Yeah, soulmate energy. This can be a card of new land and new property, moving into a new house, a new residence for those who were dating and had kind of an on again, off again. If you both have your heart in the same place, you may end up moving in together with this person. Or, it can just be some sort of milestone in a relationship. If you're married, maybe you had your first major fight. Maybe you had your first major blowout and now you're like, ooh, all right, we experienced that, but you know what? We got through it. And so it's like, hey, we've done that, Like, I think it's milestones in relationships, even if it is, platonic, coworkers, friends, whatever. But there's a reason to be lighthearted, to be silly, to be gay, to dance, to sing, I know that sounds cheesy, but I mean, look at this card. Like, how can I not relay that information to you, right? Milestones, mending fences, bridging the gap, reaching out and embracing, collaborating with those that you love and that are most important to you in your life. All right, for Leo. So this says compassion. You're being asked to be kinder to yourself, to give yourself a break. Instead of being a taskmaster, a bully, or a horrible friend, be a loving comforter who always has your back. That's interesting because there's someone in your life who's doing that. But I think that's an important message that I didn't necessarily think to share. It's like, be your own best friend sometimes, lean out of that, liberate yourself from sort of like the self-criticism, the mental prison of where your own thoughts hold you back, the inner bully, the inner critic. Be kind to yourself, be compassionate. All right, last but not least, romance oracle, anything that Leo needs to hear or see, what might be helpful, a confirmation for Leo, for my Leo gang out there. All right, so this is self-confidence, and it is a Virgo card. So yeah, watch where your mind goes. Be conscious and cognizant of your thought and be discerning of your thoughts. Again, sort of future projection of scenarios and how the outcome may be, what may transpire without actually knowing. Just be careful of that because you don't want to set yourself up for defeat. But it has to do more with again, that fear, the fear of a certain outcome and then sort of self-sabotaging your manifestations of all the good things that could come out of it. And that is to do with relationships too. All right, that's what I got for you, Leo. Thanks for joining me today. I appreciate you guys. Show me some love and hit that like button. You can hit the thanks button if you want to leave a tip or a donation, leave a positive comment, subscribe to the channel. All that will help me grow on YouTube and find a greater audience for these messages. If you want more content from me, I am on Instagram, I am on Facebook. I do a select amount of personal readings a month, so feel free to reach out to me via email. That is in the description box below. We can try and book a time to get you a tarot reading that would be more catered to your energy and inquiries. Thanks for joining me today, Leo. Sending you all the best, and I will see you soon for more tarot. Bye, guys.